Good morning, YouTube. This week in my pull list comic book haul, I got 3 new comics, 3 number ones, and a one-shot. Seems I've been getting a lot of number ones lately. But I like to try out new stuff. So, here's the first comic on the list. It's Starlight number 4. This one finally made my pull list. I was uncertain about it for the first couple of issues, but I really liked the third issue of it with its Mobius tribute. So it's about sort of a Buck Rogers story where it's a Buck Rogers-like character who 50 years later, after coming back to Earth and has been on Earth being a normal guy for 50 years, is now an old man and has to go back to some faraway sci-fi planet to try and save it. It's well done. I liked it. The last issue I liked a lot, so I'll keep it up. Here's the super white cover, which I'm sure will be a problem in years to come when no one has them this white anymore. Okay. This is The Walking Dead number 128 sideways cover. Last issue started a whole new story that jumped in time forward a year or two, and I'm glad we're finally off that all-out war story. I enjoyed the first issue of this new story arc. We'll see where it goes. Looks like it's going in some zombie-eating direction. Here, but it's The Walking Dead. You all know about this, probably. Let's turn it in this direction so you can see it, though I doubt it'll stand up because it's not bagged and boarded. But I don't really use comic boards anyway, though. I keep them on shelves, so boards take up too much room for me, and since they're sitting on shelves, I don't really need them. Well, some of them have boards. I use them sometimes. Next is Manifest Destiny number 7. A Lewis and Clark riff comic, which being that I'm a fan of history and historical fiction, I like this one a lot, but it's kind of Lewis and Clark as they explore, unexplored by Europeans, America, and there's all sorts of monsters out there, so... I guess this is the Silvestri Todd McFarlane cover. I guess this is a variant. I don't even know. I guess Manifest Destiny is at its point in my local comic shop where they only order as much as they have on pull lists. So in the beginning I would pick which alternate cover I wanted if they had them on the shelf. Now I just take whatever comes into my pull list box because... they don't order as many copies as they used to. And it's amazing how quickly these series drop off in sales. By number 7, they're like a third of what they were on number 1. But anyway, I like the series. Give it a read. And here's the one-shot I got. Edgar Allan Poe's Morella and the Murders in the Rue Morgue. It's a Richard Corbin book. That's what I got it for. I think this one was also originally serialized in Dark Horse Presents, which I have, but I also, since I like Richard Corbin so much, I buy these as individual issues too, and they go in the Richard Corbin section of my collection. Let's see, what was the... I remember the story because of this ape here. There was something about these two guys living in an old house protecting the world from some underworld thing, and there was those crazy giant apes who lived down there protecting the world from some demons who wanted to come up. It's good stuff. I'm a huge fan of Corbin. This was a fun story. I'm not even all that familiar with Edgar Allan Poe. Besides a couple of the stories that we read in school, I haven't read a lot of him. But I sure like Richard Corbin's adaptations of his stories. Next we have Armor Hunters, number 1, the blank variant. I'm going to draw a picture on this one myself, since that's what I do. But I actually wasn't going to pick up Armor Hunters, but then I decided at the last minute, since there was a blank variant, to go ahead and get it. I've been a little down on these Valiant books lately, and at first I was going to pick up Armor Hunters, but then last week's last broadcast comic took its place on my pull list because that was a #1 I got last week, the last broadcast, and which I ended up enjoying. I think it's a 7-issue mini, so I put the next 6 issues on my pull list, so that means there's no money for Armor Hunters, but I came up with $4 for this one. There was actually a $6 chromium cover variation of Armor Hunters #1 also. I don't know who's paying extra dollars these days for chromium covers, but I guess someone is because they have them. I'll give this a read and let you know how it is. We have Red City #1. I just read a description of this one online and figured I'd give it a read. It's something about a hard-boiled detective story on Mars, so I guess it's sci-fi and detective story mixed together. I don't think I know any of the creative team, but I've lost track of names so much over the years. I really should learn more names of these new guys whose comics I buy. But I flipped through it. I liked the way the artwork looked, so let me open it up for you and we'll give it a look. So I figured I'd give it a read. Oops. That's how the artwork looks. We got spaceships. It's pretty clean stuff. Nice, bright colors. So I figured I'd give it a try. We'll see how it is. I'm not fond of that cover though, but you know, can't have everything. Finally, we have Infinity Man and the Forever People #1. I'm a big fan of Jack Kirby, and I like his Fourth World stuff, but I haven't read much Fourth World stuff by anybody else since Kirby, even though DC has been putting it out for ages. But I originally read of the New 52's original launches, OMAC I remember reading, because like I said, I'm a fan of that old Kirby stuff, and I know the inker on the book, so I figured I'd pick that one up, and I ended up liking the OMAC run from a couple years ago. So the same creative team here of DiDio, Giffen, and Koblish are doing this one, so I figured I'd give it a read, since it looks like Giffen is doing his Kirby-influenced artwork again, just like on OMAC. I'm sure this one will be good, and the OMAC was my favorite of the New 52 launches, and as you can tell by the rest of my taste in comic, if a mainstream comic is my favorite, then it's doomed to cancellation. So I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy this one, and I'm also pretty sure it's doomed to cancellation. But either way, I'll read it while it lasts. Okay, you guys have a good day, YouTube. Over and out.